Okay, today class Anthocera's life history. Anthocera's general classification, division Bryophyta, class Anthoceratopsida, order Anthoceratales, family Anthocerataceae, genus Anthoceras. This is the classification of Anthoceras. In this Anthoceratopsida class, and the only one order Anthoceratales and only single family, this one is the Anthocerataceae. Okay. In Anthoceras genus included total 200 species. This type of species are complete largest and most widely distributed genus of the class Anthoceratopsida. The different species occur in the tropical and temperate regions. The total out of 200 species in our India also distributed 25 species widely. This type of mostly species are complete distributed Himalaya and also other hills. The common Indian species are Anthoceras erectus and Anthoceras cryptus and Anthoceras gemmalensis and Anthoceras Dixiti and Anthoceras shivanandini. These all are the common species growing in our India various hill areas. So most of the Anthocera species grow in moist and shady places, especially on the sides of the ditches, river banks, in the moist cavities of the rocks, on the decaying wood and other moist soil along with the grasses. Species of Anthoceras are occasionally found on the hills of Mahabubnagar and Vishakhapatnam in our old Andhra Pradesh state also. Next, the thallus external characters means external morphology. Generally, Anthoceras thallus looks like as a Markantia thallus. As a Markantia thallus, Anthoceras thallus also prostrate and dorsiventral thallus. This type of Anthoceras thallus dark green in color. The thallus is dichotomously lobed and the lobes are orbicular. The thallus is spongy due to underlying mucilage cavities. The presence of cavities, the thallus complete looks like a spongy-like structure. There is no midrib in the lobes of the thallus. But in Markantia, presence of number of midribs present in each lobe. But in Anthoceras, not presents any midribs. The shape of the thallus varies in the different species. The thallus may be in small rosette of 0.5 to 1.5 centimeters in diameter, most of the species. The shape of the thallus may be lower and pinnately branched, or the thallus is raised on a thick vertical structure. Next, the dorsal surface of the thallus may be smooth or rough walls, ridges. The ventral surface of the thallus bears numerous unicellular smooth-walled rhizoids are present. They are useful in fixation with the substratum and also absorption of the water from the substratum. In Anthoceras, scales and tuberculated rhizoids are absent, but in Markantia, tuberculated rhizoids and scales are present. But in Anthoceras thallus, this type of tuberculated rhizoids and scales are completely absent. On the vertical side of the thallus, there are small bluish green dark spots are present. These spots corresponded to cavities filled with mucilage and nostoc colonies. In the inner side of the thallus, having the number of this type of cavities all are complete belongs to the filled with the nostoc colonies. These cavities open out on the ventral side through narrow slits. The thallus is greasy due to these nostoc filaments. The mature thallus have erect elongated and cylindrical sporophytes which usually developed in between month of September and October. Due to this reason, erected and elongated cylindrical sporophytes are present on the dorsal surface of the thallus. This type of complete looks like a horn-like structure. Due to this reason, this type of Anthoceras thallus also called as hornworts. These are the looks like a horns-like structures. Due to this reason, this type of Anthoceras thallus also called as a hornwort also. Next, internal structure of the Anthoceras thallus. As a Markantia in the internal structure differentiation as a three types of internal parts. But in Anthoceras, the thallus in the internal structure not differentiation of any internal structures. Completely the thallus has no internal differentiation of the thallus. Generally, the thallus is several cells thick and the thickness of the thallus in the middle region varies in different species. Okay. All the cells are similar except the upper epidermis, which is made up of smaller cells. These cells contain chloroplasts. There are no air chambers or no air pores also. And even the epidermis is not distinct in Anthoceras hilly. The thallus consists of uniformly parenchymatous cells and there is no distinction of green assimilatory cells and colorless storage cells. Each cell of the thallus contains a big chloroplast and a structure resembling the pyranid of algae. This type of chloroplast with the pyranid is not seen in other Bryophyta members. Generally, in Bryophyta members, this type of pyranid is completely absent, remaining all species. But in Anthoceras, as a chlorophysi members, presence of pyranid. This type of character belongs to the chlorophysi members of algae. The thallus shows large intercellular cavities filled with the mucilage. These cavities contain colonies of nostoc. The mutual beneficial association of thallus with the blue-green algae is regarded as symbiosis. On the ventral side of the thallus, the mucilage cavities open out by slits called slime pores. Numerous rhizoids arise from the cells of the lower epidermis. Generally, this type of cavity is filled with the nostoc. This type of nostoc absorb the nitrogen gas and terminate as a ammonia and supply to the Anthoceras thallus. The Anthoceras thallus also supplies the food materials to the nostoc species also. This is the symbiotically beneficial association. In the slide, we see a lower side having the number of green disc-like structures are within the PPT. This type of green disc-like structures all belongs to the chloroplasts. This type of presence of very large disc-like chloroplasts we see in chlorophysi members only. In the PPT, in the above picture, we see number of cavities-like structures. This type of cavities all are complete belongs to the mucilage cavities. In this type of mucilage cavities, we see in the internal structure of the Anthoceras thallus. Next, Anthoceras reproduction. Generally, Anthoceras reproduction takes place. The gametophore stage is the dominant stage. Due to this reason, the Anthoceras thallus takes place two types of reproduction. One is the vegetative reproduction and another one is the sexual reproduction. Then most of the Anthoceras species, the vegetative reproduction takes place by three types. One is the fragmentation and another one is the tubers and third one is the gemmas also. Generally, fragmentation means generally when the thallus complete the matured means the older thallus dead and decaying. When the dead and decaying, the lobes all are separate. Each lobe act as a new anthocerous thallus. Due to this reason, how many lobes are present on the anthocerous thallus? All lobes act as a new anthocerous thallus. Next one, another some of the species, the vegetative reproduction takes place by tubers. When in the some of the drought conditions, when the in unfavorable conditions, the anthocerous thallus, the ventral surface, peripheral of the ventral surface produce the number of globular structures are produced. This type of structures are called as tubers. This type of tubers filled with the large quantity of food materials means like as a starch grains, and this type of tubers when in the unfavorable conditions the thalli complete dead and decaying, but the tubers are active and functioning. This type of tubers remain dormant during the unfavorable conditions. When comes to the favorable condition, each tuber germinate and produce as a new thallus. Due to this reason, how many tubers are produced from the single thallus? All tubers germinate and produce a new thallus. Next one, gemmas. And in some of the species, like Anthocerus gemmalensis, like thallus, that vegetative reproduction takes place by gemmas. So at the time of the vegetative reproduction, some of the asexual organs are produced on the dorsal surface of the thallus, Anthocerus thallus. So this type of asexual organs, like called as one cup-like, means the cupule-like structures are produced. This type of cupule-like structures is called as gemma cups. As a Marchantia looks like as a cup-like structures produced on the dorsal surface of the Anthocerus thallus. This type of cups on the floor of the cup produce the number of gemmas as a Marchantia. This type of gemmas separate from the gemma cup and spread with the rainwater and reach the suitable substratum. When reach the suitable substratum, as a Marchantia gemmas, the Anthocerus gemmas also germinate and produce the new Anthocerus thallus. But this process means this type of gemmas vegetative reproduction, we see some of the specific Anthocerus species like Anthocerus gemmulosus only. Okay. Now we see sexual reproduction of Anthocerus. Generally, Anthocerus species may be monoecious or dioecious. Means, but some of the Anthocerus species like Anthocerus fusiformis belongs to the monoecious, and another some of the dioecious also, means Anthocerus erectus and Anthocerus hali. This type of species are complete dioecious. In Anthocerus, the sex organs as a Marchantia called as male sex organ called as antheridia and female sex organ called as archegonium. So generally this type of sex organs like antheridium and archegonium are present embedded in the dorsal surface of the Anthocerus thallus. But in Marchantia we see the antheridium and archegonium all are produced on the antheridia 4 and archegonia 4. But this type of organs are not produced on the Anthocerus thallus. In the Anthocerus thallus, the male and female sex organs like antheridium and archegonium complete produced in the inner side of the thallus, means embedded in the dorsal surface of the thallus at the place of the point gives rise to the continuous row of the sex organs. Near this type of sex organs complete embedded in the thallus near the apical cell. At the time of the germination of sex organs in the Anthocyrus thallus, the antheridias develop in the cluster in closed cavities called antheridial chambers. A dominating photoperiod generally favors the development of the organs. First, we see structure of the antheridium. The antheridium occurs singly or grouped in the dorsal surface of the thallus inside the closed cavities called antheridial chambers. The antheridial chambers consisting of a group antheridium is called antherosia. The number of antheridia in each chamber varies in the different species. That means the different type of species produce the different number of antheridiums in the antheridial chambers. Some of the produced group of antheridiums in the antheridium chamber like 4, 5, 6 also. But another some of the produce only 2 or 1 antheridium in the antheridial chamber. So the mature antheridia are complete orange in color and club-shaped structure. Antheridium has a multicellular stalk and club-shaped body. Okay. Generally, this type of the club-shaped body antheridium has a single-layered sterile jacket. Means the club-shaped body covered with the only single-layered sterile jacket. Okay. The jacket there are many androcytes. In the inside of the jackets, there are many androcytes. Each androcyte metamorphoses into a biflagellate antherozoite. Means this means the when the in the inner side of the antheridium produce the number of androcyte cells. This type of androcyte cells slowly metamorphoses as a biflagellated antherozoites. Okay. Next we see days of antheridium. Means when mature the antheridium. Mature antheridium means when the androcytes slowly metamorphoses as a androcytes. So androcyte cells complete metamorphosis as a antherozoites. So this type of when form the antherozoites in the antheridium, this type of antheridium is matured antheridium. So when the antheridium is matured, the roof of the antheridial chamber breaks up and the antheridia are exposed. The antheridium absorbs water and an apical aperture is formed by separation of cells. The androcytes come out as a mass and later they separate. Each androcyte metamorphoses into a biflagellated antherozoite. The antherozoite has a slightly curved linear body and the broader ends as two equal flagella. Just beneath the flagella there is a elongated swelling called the blepharoplast. The antherozoite swims in the film of water with the help of the flagella on the surface of the thallus. Okay, next structure of archegonium. So the archegonium also as a antheridium, archegonium also embedded on the dorsal surface of the thallus. They are in direct contact with the thallus cells. They are lateral to them. They are produced acropetally close to the growing point. This type of antheridium, antheridiums are as a antheridiums, archegoniums all are complete in the inner side of the presence in the inner side of the thallus. In Anthocyrus, in especially monoecious species, the archegonia are produced after the antheridia and are produced. The thallus containing archegonium exhibits funnel-shaped mound of the mucius. The mature archegonium is a flask-shaped structure with a venter and a neck. The tip of the neck is covered by 2 to 4 cover cells that project above the surface of the thallus. The neck contains 4 to 6 neck canal cells and the Venter contain a venter canal cell and the egg egg cell also. Before fertilization, the cover cells separate and the neck canal cells and the ventral canal cells disintegrate, forming a mucilage. The mucilage is deposited on the surface of the thallus as mucilaginous mound. This type of archegonium complete look like as a flask-shaped structure. The swollen venter and elongated neck. This type of venter having the one ventral canal cell and also one egg cells present of one egg cell. On the in the venter in the neck also having the 4 to 6 neck canal cells also present. On the top of the neck 2 to 4 cover cells also present. This type of cover cells covered the neck. This type of cover cells complete outer surface of the thallus epidermal cells. So this type of cover cells, when mature the archegonium, the cover cells separate the the neck canal cells and the ventral canal cell disintegrate and form as a mucilage. The mucilage released out and form as a one canal-like structure in the archegonium. Okay, next process fertilization. When mature the antheridium and archegonium, the antheridium release the antherozoids from the antheridial chamber. So this type of, with the help of the water, the antherozoids swims with the help of the flagella and reach the archegonium. When reach the archegonium, the enter in the antherozoids. But for the fertilization process, water is essential. So in the mature archegonium, the ventral canal cell and neck canal cells disintegrates and form a mucilaginous mass. It absorbs water, swells up and becomes out of the archegonial neck by pushing the cover cells apart. This mucilaginous mass becomes continuous with the mucilage mound and this way an open passage down to the egg is formed. When the mucilage completely comes out, one canal-like structure is formed in the neck canal. So through the neck canal, the antherozoid enter in the archegonium and reach the venter. When in the ventral canal cell also disintegrates. Only egg cell is functional cell. With the egg cell, the antherozoid fuse and form a diploid zygote. When form the diploid zygote, the gametophyte stage is complete in Anthocera's life history. Okay, next the sporophyte stage. Generally, and after the completion of the Anthocera's sexual reproduction, takes place the fertilization process. When complete the fertilization process, a diploid zygote is formed. When formed the diploid zygote, the sporophyte stage is the start. The zygote is the first cell of the sporophyte. So this type of zygote divide mitotically and produce the number of cells and slowly form as one embryo. So this type of embryo slowly develop as a new Anthocera sporophyte. When formation of the Anthocera sporophytes, number of changes in the gametophyte also. The developing sporophyte is protected by a fleshy cover in or sheath called involucre. It is formed partly from the cells of archegonium and partly from the adjoining the gametophyte. It gives protection on the intercalary meristem. The young sporophyte is enclosed in the involucre, but as the capsule grows faster, it ruptures the involucre. So the involucre persists like a sheath at the base of the sporophyte. So this type of sporophytes observe the food materials from the gametophyte only. So the nutrition of the sporophyte with the anchor-like food, intercalary meristem and capsule is semi-parasitic on the gametophyte. It obtains water and salts from the gametophyte. The sporophyte carries on photosynthesis part with the and along with the stomata also, and green tissue are present. In some cases, like Anthoceras fusiformis, when the conditions are extremely favorable, the sporophyte grows twice or thrice of its causal length. When the gametophyte decays, the foot of the sporophyte establishes contact with the soil so that continues to live. But most of the species, the food, water and salts absorbed from the gametophytes, and with the help of the water and with the help of the green tissue of the capsule, prepare the food materials by own with the help of photosynthesis process. So this type of sporophytes in between the September to October months produce the on the dorsal surface of the gametophyte looks like as a horns-like structures. So this type of horns produced from the dorsal surface of the Anthoceras thallus. So this type of Anthoceras called as a hornworts also. So this type of matured Anthoceras differentiated as a three parts. One is the foot, and another one is the intercalary meristem, and last one is the capsule also. First one is the foot. The foot is bulbous and embedded in the tissue of the gametophyte. It is made up of parenchyma cells. The foot serves as a organ of anchorage. It absorbs food and water from the gametophyte. Means this type of food used for the attach with the gametophyte and absorb the food materials, means like as a water and some of the minerals from the gametophytes. Next one, intercalary meristem. In between of the food and capsule, the intercalary meristem is present, but remaining Bryophyta members in between of the food and capsule, seta is present, but except Anthoceras. But in Anthoceras, in between of the food and capsule, the intercalary meristem is present. So this type of presence of intercalary meristematic zone in the Anthoceras is the specific character of Anthoceras. So this type of intercalary meristem continuously adds new cells to the tissues of the capsule situated just above. Means this type of intercalary meristem divide and produce the new cells. This type of new cells used in the formation of the Anthoceras capsule. So this type of intercalary meristematic tissue complete, it produces cells that mature into three corresponding regions of the capsule jacket and archisporium and also columella. The presence of intercalary meristem is responsible for a intermediate growth of the sporophytes. This is the very specific character in all Bryophyta members. Next one, capsule. Generally, on the top of the meristematic tissue, remaining part complete belongs to the capsule. So this type of capsule is very elongated, and also this type of capsule completes cylindrically, and this type of capsule differentiates as three distinct zones. One is the capsule wall, and another one is the sporogenous tissue, and next one is the columella. So in this type of total three parts complete belongs to the capsule. Next, capsule wall. The wall of the capsule consists of 4 to 6 layers. It is developed from the amphithecium. The outermost layer of the epidermis and its interrupted stomata. The presence of stomata, looks like as a higher plants also. The epidermis is cutinized. The wall layers situated beneath epidermis are made up of parenchyma cells. The contain one or two chloroplasts. The photosynthetic tissue and the stomata indicate that the sporophyte partially independent. Next one, the sporogenous tissue. Sporogenous tissue also like as a achisporium. Means the sporogenous tissue is derived from the amphithecium. It is arches the columella at the top before descends. The achisporium may be layered through at the bottom and two layered. It may be 2 to 4 layered amphithecium gradually differentiation into oval or spherical sporocytes are produced. The sterile pseudoelaters also. The pseudoelaters are 3 to 4 celled and they are dead cells. They are useful in dispersal of spores. The sporocytes and the pseudoelaters show regular alternation in the some species. So, remaining all species, they are mixed and irregularly distributed. A little above the region of the capsular part shows the spores tetrad and the pseudoelaters. In the topmost mature portion of the tetrads separate as a individual spores. But at the time of the formation of the spores, before the spores complete before the spores formation of the spores, the spore mother cells belongs to the diploid stage. So diploid the spore mother cells divide meiotically and produce the haploid spores. The haploid spores, 4 spores all are complete attach and form as a one tetrad like structure. The tetrads are separate on the top of the capsule and free in the intermixing with the pseudoelaters. When mature the anthoceras capsule, the capsule descends with the help of the pseudoelaters. The spores all are released out. In the center of the capsule, another one part is present. This type of part is called as columella. The columella is the central part of the capsule. It is formed from endothecium. Remaining the capsule wall and also next one the achisporium complete developed from the amphithecium, but the columella produced from the endothecium. So it extends from the base to the top of the capsule. The columella consists of 16 vertical rows of cells. In a transverse section, the columella appears as a solid square. The cells of the columella are vertically elongated and their walls are uniformly thickened. In a young capsule, the columella shows only 4 vertical rows. The columella may serve a purpose of conduction, but mainly it provides mechanical support to the long capsule and probably help in the spore dispersal. Means in the columella, presence of the complete dead cells. This type of cells all are complete used for the conduction and mechanical support of the capsule. Means when the absorb the water from the gametophyte, the food absorb water and minerals and supply to the columella. So the columella complete entire capsule produce the water from the bottom to top of the capsule. So this type of columella, the cells all are very thickened. Due to this reason, this type of columella also gives the support to the anthoceras capsule. Next, descent of the capsule. Means when the capsule is matured, the tip of the capsule turns black or brown in color. So when the capsule top turn as a black or brown in color, shows the capsule is mature. So when the capsule is mature, the capsule wall and the columella lost water. The capsule descends along two longitudinal slits starting from the top. As the upper part of the capsule dries up, the valves separate and begins the twist longitudinally. The twisting exposes the spores and with the help of the pseudodilators on the central columella. The spores are shed from the open capsule by hygroscope movement of the valves and also pseudodilators and next, when release the spores all are shed down. The spore is the first cell of the gametophytic generation. It is tetrahedral in outline. The wall of the spore is two-layered, the outer layer thick exospore and the inner layer thin endospore. The exospore completes the very thick and also Dudala complete shows like as a spines-like structure. In the inner side of the exospore, the endospore is very thin and also smooth walled. The spore contains single nucleus, plastid, oil globules, and reserve food materials also. The spore may have resting some period. After the completion of the resting period, when in the favorable conditions, after completion of the resting period, in the favorable conditions, the spore germinate and produce the new Anthocera thallus. At the time of germination of Anthocera spore, the exine is ruptures along the triradiate mark and the intine comes out and form as a one tube-like structure. This type of tube is called as germ tube. So when the germ tube is elongates from the spore, this type of tube elongated and the nucleus also divide and produce the many nucleus and form as a many cells. So when the cells are produced enter in the tube, the upper two cells of the filament divide by two vertical walls and the right angles to each other, producing an octant. The four apical cells of the octant constitute the growing region of the sporling. Any cell of the sporling may rise to the first rhizoid. The apical cell with two cutting faces is not established. Instead, a multicellular marginal meristem gives rise to the thallus. The meristemate tissue divide many times and produce the new Anthocera thallus. Next, alternate life cycle of Anthoceras. Generally, as a Markhansia, Anthoceras also the life cycle belongs to the heteromorphic alternation of generations. As a Markhansia, Anthoceras also in those life history having the two stages, one is the gametophyte stage and another one is the sporophyte stage. The gametophyte stage, very dominant and independent stage. In this gametophyte stage, the gametophyte takes place two types of reproduction. One is the vegetative with the help of tubers and gemmas and also fragmentation process. At the time of the sexual reproduction, the Anthoceras produce the male and female sex organs called as antheridium and archegonium. So this type of gametophyte stage complete haploid stage. This type of haploid antheridium and archegonium produce the anthrozoids and egg cells. At the time of the fertilization process, the anthrozoid and egg cells fuse and form as a diploid zygote in the venter of the archegonium. When form the zygote, the gametophyte stage is complete. The diploid zygote is the first cell of the sporophyte. Sporophyte is the temporary stage and also diploid in stage. This type of sporophyte, when matured, differentiate as a food Instead of seta, intercalary meristem is present and also capsule. So in the capsule, the archisporium means the sporogenous tissue divide and produce the number of spore mother cells. The diploid spore mother cells divide meiotically and produce the haploid spores. When form the haploid spores, the spore is the first cell of the gametophyte. In this Anthoceras life history, gametophyte and sporophyte comes alternate, and the externally also looks like different shapes. Due to this reason, this type of life cycle is called as heteromorphic alternation of generations.